Woo.
All right, all right. Welcome back to another episode of the Sweepers
It's
podcast.
fine.
I'm joined here, like every episode, by
Oh,
Andrew and Casey. What up, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm
Pretty
doing
good,
good.
man.
How you guys doing?
Not too bad, bro.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's Casey's doing good because his Avalanche just won.
That's
Um,
awesome, by the way. Congrats. I was rooting for him.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say you're a Broncos fan, so you probably wouldn't mind to see the team that plays across the street win it.
No, sir. I do not mind a bit.
Oop. And I'd love to go over to Denver for that parade. I just don't have the money. Or else
Yeah, for real. For real.
it's worth it for me. Just a 7 hour drive just to go to that parade. I'd do it.
yeah,
For realsy.
I wanted to go to the Chiefs parade.
Oh, dude, I wanted to so bad. I hate that I was still in high school. I would have gone.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, this is episode 4 of the Sweepers Pod NFL. Um, it's pretty much like Jonah's a guest now because me and Casey were talking, and we've realized that Jonah's been on the first episode only. Um, so it's a little weird, but yeah, we're here with us three, um, ready to get up into it. So first little topic we got, um, a reporter. I don't know what reporter or anything, but it was an ESPN post. They said that Josh Allen is the best QB in the league right now. How do you guys feel about that?
Hmm.
Yeah. Who's go? You can go first, Andrew.
The best quarterback? I mean, I don't know about that. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, guys. I think it might still be Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm no Chiefs fan, but you can't deny the talent that man's got.
Casey, you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah. I mean, that's not a super hot boiling take to me or anything. He's definitely at least like top three, and in the least biased way possible. Yeah, I mean, even from a neutral standpoint, obviously Mahomes like he had a little bit of a down year last year, at least to start, but it ended up still being a really good year. And you got to look at it like he did say maybe as of right now, Josh Allen being the best quarterback. That's that's not like a hot take or anything, but I gotta say Mahomes is still the best. But you know what? If Josh Allen goes out there and has the best year of his career and outperforms Mahomes, then well, good call there. But as of right now, I'd have to say that it goes Mahomes, and then I'd say Josh Allen's right behind him.
Yeah. Um. Well, I'm feeling a little nasty today. I don't think Mahomes or Josh Allen is the best. I think
Mm.
it's Tom Brady. I
Okay.
think, and I know it's like obviously it's the goat, but it doesn't matter. He's just gonna go out there 40 years old, 50 years old. He's gonna be the best. Even if he's 70, he's still in the league. He's the best. Um,
I don't know, man. A nasty take, you know. Here's one. What about Aaron Rodgers, the MVP?
yeah, I don't. I see him behind them three. You see him at one.
I see him in the top three for sure, bro.
For I got Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, talent wise right now. Like just their talent as of right now, this moment in their training camps.
Yeah.
I got Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady.
Okay.
That's fair.
I I want to go. I
I'm
want to
with
go
you on the
Rodgers
Tom
at
Brady
three.
thing, though.
Yeah. I think Brady's
100%.
probably the best right now. Um. But yeah, no. Then we have some scouts that ended up coming out and saying Desmond Ritter is light years ahead of all the other rookie quarterbacks, and that's why, you know, Falcons chose him whenever they did, stuff like that. Can you guys see him being better than the other quarterbacks, or you guys have your eyes on another quarterback that could be better?
I'll let Casey take this one first.
All right.
Um, yeah, I think I could see it. I think this is a guy that could really help boost Atlanta's offense a little bit. Nothing like spectacular or crazy in the first year or anything, but at first, I thought you were saying like light years ahead of any other rookie in the league. Just the best rookie in the league right now, light years ahead of anybody. I was like, whoa. But if we're talking just quarterbacks, then yeah, I guess I could see how that may be true. I mean, if he's really performing that well in training camp. Now, of course, have these scouts been around the league to check out any of the other guys that just got drafted?
Yeah.
But if they've seen all the guys, if they've gotten a taste from all the guys, and if they're seeing him just go absolutely ham in training camp over all the other guys, then yeah, sure, I'll believe that. But we'll see. We'll see how all the guys perform once the season starts.
Yeah. Andrew?
I think light years might be a little too far fetched.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard nothing too negative about like Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot more I feel like starting reps in a sense because unfortunately with Dwayne Haskins,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think all of them have the potential to be great, but light years, yeah, that I think it's just a little far fetched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Light years.
I'm with you guys. I think he could probably be up there for one of the best QBs out of this draft class whenever it's all said and done. Either him or Kenny Pickett. I really like the one from Tennessee. I forgot his name, but I really like him. I think his last name's like Willis, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, something like that. Malik Willis, I think it is. But
Yeah,
yeah. But I think both of the two, Kenny Pickett and Desmond Ritter, will definitely come in and either start this year or start next year, and like they have all the help they need. I mean, obviously
here's the
Atlanta's.
question:
What up? What up?
what you think of Matt Corral, you guys? I've never heard us talk about him on this podcast. What do we think of Matt Corral? Because I'm hearing a lot
I
of
like
stuff
him.
circulating around that man's name.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him too.
He could be
It
better than
was
Sam Darnold. I think he could definitely come in halfway throughout the season, like say Sam Darnold comes in and plays terrible, like most people are expecting. Um, he could
yeah,
come in and play really good. I've actually done like franchise modes myself before this draft, and I've always had him going to Carolina, and he was always going in and playing amazing. I did have him going to Houston at one point, but Carolina seemed like the best fit for him, and
yeah,
I think he could be really good. He has a lot of pieces around him with McCaffrey, Anderson, um, Samuel's gone, but hey, is Samuel gone? No, Samuel's still
Yeah,
there, right?
he's on Washington. I thought.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. Whatever. He has a good team. I should just say that. I think he could
Okay,
be a real sleeper for the QBs.
that's the name I'm hearing a lot. That and underdog.
Yeah. Casey, you got any thoughts on Matt Corral?
yeah. I liked him too. Watching college football. Getting ready for Ole Miss to play in their bowl game. It's unfortunate that he got hurt. It really sucks that he got hurt and wasn't able to perform in that game. I mean, it very clearly impacted the game. Their offense just wasn't able to do very much at all. But yeah, he was an X factor out there on the field, and I think he definitely has the potential to get a chance this season at some point. Obviously, he's getting his reps in training camp, and while Sam Darnold may be the starter right now because of experience, and maybe Corral's not quite ready. If Darnold goes in and plays like crap, like again, like Isaiah said, people aren't expecting him to do very good. And
Yeah.
maybe he'll get his chance. I'd give him a decent chance on doing a pretty good job for his first year. I think he could come in and do at least a decent job.
Yeah.
And this is under the assumption that, you know, the team around him is healthy.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously,
sure.
you know, if he lost pieces like McCaffrey again, or if Robbie Anderson decides to retire, that's huge,
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
know, and that
you
would
got
hugely affect him.
Yeah. Um.
you got McCaffrey. You got an amazing running back, arguably the best running back when he's healthy. If you're gonna play quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, you're not being asked to do something absolutely ridiculous and like out of this world. You're not being asked to be like absolutely elite. You just have to be a decent enough job because that's a team that's gonna run the ball a lot anyways.
Yeah.
Right. They just got to
Um.
keep McCaffrey healthy.
Yeah. Andrew, you have any thoughts on Matt Corral that you haven't
I
already
like the
discussed?
potential.
You like his potential? Yeah.
I do.
A little off topic while we're on the McCaffrey topic. I guess I should say. Um, do you think if him and Saquon, because them both haven't played in a minute, you think if they both are back this year fully healthy, you think they'll be as good as they were?
Casey, you take this one first.
Um, I think they definitely could be. I mean, McCaffrey, he usually seems to bounce back and be doing really good, and then unfortunately gets hurt again and again. You know, eventually after so many injuries, yeah, you're probably gonna just like have to be done. But if those two can both come back and like avoid injury and not re-injure something or get hurt again and just really take care of themselves, yeah, I think they could return to like their former glory. You know, Saquon was supposed to be an absolute beast right off the bat, and then injury problems. If those two are healthy, I think they can be very, very good. Yes.
All right, Andrew.
I agree with almost every word he said. I really believe in those guys. Saquon, I remember him being described as generational
Yeah.
at running back.
Yeah.
Like again,
I really think they can get there.
Yeah.
yeah,
They just got to take care of their bodies.
yep.
Yeah.
And another thing, I mean, like I said, I'm an Iowa fan. He came from Penn State. Well, who did Iowa play? Quite a bit because they're in the same conference. They played Penn State every other year, sometimes back-to-back years. They play mostly. Let's see, out of 10 years, Iowa probably plays Penn State 7 or 8 times. So I had to watch Saquon Barkley absolutely run right through us, even though we've always had a pretty good defense, pretty good D line. Well, Saquon Barkley's he was an absolute beast. Like he was like pretty much impossible to slow down. So I'm watching him tear us apart. Like I just know this guy's gonna be something special. So yeah, when he's healthy, he's very, very good.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. It's just it made me think. Is because I haven't seen Saquon play in so long, and I know McCaffrey was just out last year, but I miss whenever those two were the best running backs in the league. Because right now you can't even put them on there. You know they haven't played
Yeah, man.
in a long time to put them on there. But
And they
I'd
belong
really
there.
like to see him, be really good.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but hopping back to our rookie conversation and training camp for Washington Commanders, Jahan Dotson is looking electric. Um, I expected he's a receiver if you guys didn't know, but I expected him to be really, really good. Um, he was one of my favorite receivers coming out the draft. I really liked him. But yeah, no, I expected him to be out there, being the second to Terry McLaurin. Yeah. Andrew, Casey, you guys got any thoughts?
Casey, you got this one first.
Yeah. Here's another Penn State guy. We were just talking about Barkley, a Penn State guy. Here's another Penn State guy, Dotson. Yeah, I've known plenty about this guy. Um, yeah, he's very good. He was very good in college. It was pretty obvious he was going to go and get drafted. It doesn't really surprise me that he's very impressive, and if he's really doing that well, It's like Carson Wentz. He's not anything like crazy, but he has the is he can stay healthy. He has the potential to at least be decent enough. I mean, him and McLaurin have the potential to be a very nasty combination. One of the better 1-2 combos eventually, even if Dotson gets off to a hot start. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me that he is being really impressive, and that's good for him. That's good for Washington's offense.
Yeah. Sorry, I just caught a minute. For a little bit. Sorry. Whatever. Andrew, you got your thoughts on this?
Like he said, I hope they stay healthy. Uh, he's there, like he said, also with the 1-2 punch. That's going to be a nice combo if they both get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with what you guys said. But yeah, no. Let's go on to our other bit of news we got here. Alvin Kamara is facing a 6-game suspension.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
I have no idea what for.
Again?
This was like brand new to me. This is why I added it. So it was kind of surprising. What do you guys? We'll go with Casey first this episode. Casey, what are your thoughts, my boy?
Okay, first of all, what did he do this time? Because I didn't actually get to see this.
Yeah, I did not either.
I'll look it up and I'll let you know. Just tell me your thoughts on like what you think the season will be without him.
Well,
I'll let you know.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, the Saints are starting to. Well, they're not gonna be what they were. They're not gonna be these. I don't think they're gonna be these Super Bowl contenders that they had a chance to be in Breeze's last years and they blew it. The Saints are on the other side of things right now, and well, they need a running back as good as Kamara to be able to, help carry their offense, because it seems like they could be a team next year that relies on their defense a bit. And well, without Kamara the first 6 games, this team could get off to a really slow start. Like, that's the guy that's got to lead this offense right now. And well, he's getting himself in some kind of trouble missing the first 6 games of this season. Well, that's just not. That's bad. That's bad for Saints fans. It's bad for their offense. It's bad for the team. Yeah. That just sucks. Hopefully, when he comes back, he can help pick them up.
Yeah. Before you finish what you have to say, because I'll come right back to you after this. It says that he was charged in an off-season incident in Las Vegas. He was arrested for felony battery. And he told the police that he threw a couple punches. And this article says that we've seen several players receive less for the same incident, pretty much. So, yeah. Go ahead and finish your thoughts, Casey. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just about wrapping up, but knowing that, I mean, guys seem to get themselves, like, it's not just the NFL, but it seems like you hear a lot about NFL players getting themselves in some kind of trouble during the off season with some kind of battery charge, or like they're involved in some kind of drug thing, or like they are owning an illegal gun or something.
Yeah.
This isn't even the first incident we've heard about in Vegas. Like, these guys are getting themselves in trouble in Vegas. But that's I understand you're free. You're not playing right now. You have a lot of money. You might be undisciplined at times because you have so much money, and you feel on top of the world because you're an NFL player. But when you're that talented and are a big piece in someone's offense, you gotta be more disciplined than that. Than they get in that kind of trouble, because then now you're letting your team down big time.
Yeah, for sure. Andrew, you want to give your thoughts, my boy?
Yeah, this is just bad. I don't know why he keeps getting himself in trouble.
Yeah.
Like Casey said, he's like the leader of that team basically now, and he just keeps throwing his status lower and lower.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I agree with pretty much everything. Casey wrapped it up nicely for me and you, Andrew.
For
I
real.
guess I guess what happens if Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not when you're an NFL player. Not when you're a famous athlete.
Yeah,
Nope.
but we got some trade rumors, so I still don't know
Oh yeah.
how real this trade proposal for it's around Baker Mayfield. I don't know how real it'll be for because we have talked about Deshaun Watson being suspended, so I don't know if he will actually be traded this year. But the Seahawks have jumped in the mix. Casey, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the Seahawks are in the mix for Baker. All right. Well, I guess that makes sense considering that right now Drew Lock is their projected starter, and well, he wasn't. And Andrew knows this. When he had to step up, he wasn't. He wasn't very good. Um, and maybe Seattle can do something better to develop him, but maybe right now they're just not seeing a whole lot out of him in training camp. And to no surprise, yeah, why not jump into the mix to try to get Baker? Because while Baker hasn't been very good as of late at all, you know, I'm not saying he can go to Seattle and just be amazing out of nowhere, but it wouldn't hurt to jump in there and try to give him a shot, especially if he's not going to be super expensive.
Yeah, and he'd be better than Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Yeah, exactly. That's better than Drew Lock.
Yeah. I've actually been seeing they could be starting Geno Smith at week 1, so
Oh,
they
wow.
they need a quarterback badly.
Yeah, they do. Like from Russell Wilson to two guys that were backups.
I told y'all.
Yeah, you did. I remember you saying
Not
it.
all that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get having some hope and faith in the guy, but good lord,
he's not good. Like
he's just
does
not
have two backups.
smart with it. He's got a hell of an arm. He's just not smart with where he puts the ball.
Disciplined. Like, they got two backups competing for a starting spot. They got to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geno Smith is not the move. I'd still start Drew Lock over Geno. Geno Smith is not the guy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I would have traded Tyler Lockett for a first round pick because then you would have gotten at least Malik Willis, like at the least Malik Willis,
Yeah.
Andrew, you got any thoughts on this matter that you haven't already said?
I'd go out and get Baker.
You would? Yeah. Yeah. But since we're on the Browns mix, Deshaun Watson has 20 claims. Well, he has 24, but 20 of them have been paid off. They have reached settlements, but it's still looking like he's going to be suspended all year. Casey, take it away, my brother.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's it's good. Those reached the settlements, but yeah, it's still believed that he's. I mean, obviously he has been up to some weird, creepy shit.
Yeah,
That's no secret. Just because they've came to agreements, that doesn't mean he's out of. He's still under fire for all that. And what if this is something I think about? This may or may not happen. There may or may not be a lot more, but this makes me think about, well, what if there was a handful of other women, not sure if they wanted to speak out about it, and now that they've seen those 20 reach settlements, what if there's more that want to step out and be vocal about it now to get him back under fire and make sure he's not off the leash? Like, that's just stuff you got to think about.
Yeah.
Like, he made appointments with 60 some women, right? Like, what if half of those decide to come out and say something now? Like, it's just, this is all still a mess despite that. And well, if he's suspended the rest of the year, that's tough, but he brought it on himself. He's been up to some weird shit, it's just not acceptable.
Yeah. You said it amazingly. Andrew?
I couldn't agree more with that, but yeah, Deshaun, he's a lucky guy in that sense, These women, I feel like they didn't have to.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
They could have completely taken this one all the way,
Yeah, I think so.
and they could have gotten him charged. I feel like because it, like Casey said, with the 60 women, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
More women will come out. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah,
And
almost certain.
either he's going to lose every bit of that money out of his contract, or he's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
And the 1-year suspension, he'll be lucky to only get that. I feel like because this is looking really nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I can't really say anything else because you guys said everything. But yeah, I just saw this news before we started. Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell, they have both set up a boxing match for next month. Casey, you already gave me some of your thoughts, but speak your mind to the pod. How do you feel about this?
Yeah. So obviously, we see some boxing matches come up between people of the same like two artists, two players of a league. Not always actual boxers. We've seen YouTubers and TikTokers do it. Maybe this is just for like an all fun thing, but maybe I mean these are two running backs that were formerly amazing, like considered elite even. What if one thinks they're better than the other, and what if the other's saying, "Oh no, no way, you're not better than me. We're gonna box this out." That may not be the case. Maybe they're just doing it for fun. Two, you could say legendary running backs.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to do this for fun. I mean, it's interesting for sure.
Yeah. Andrew?
Well, I honestly think it's more funny than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little funny.
Adrian Peterson's getting kind of old.
Yeah.
Le'Veon's not young by any means, but Adrian's in his 40s now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just more of a. I hope it's more of a joking thing.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, I don't know what it is for, but I would also hope it is. We did see a Frank Gore boxing match like a couple months ago, and he actually didn't do bad. I actually tuned in for that, and it was kind of cool. But yeah, no. For you guys as college people, I don't really pay attention to college, but you two could take this over. Archie Manning has committed to Texas. Casey?
Yeah. Can't wait to dive into this one. So Arch Manning, of course, he had a bunch of very offers from the power schools in football. They all were coming right after him. He's the best quarterback out of the class of 2023. And for good reason. He is an absolute monster, and he had pretty much a free choice to go wherever he wanted. He could go to a smaller D1 school just for like the school. He liked the school and like the program. He could go to I'm pretty sure he got an offer from Alabama, Georgia. Those are definitely two of his. He got offers from those big schools. He could have went and competed for a national title, and he chose Texas. And this isn't even close to the first time we see a top athlete in the country at a high school steer off of Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, those schools. This isn't the first time we've seen them dodge all those and go to Texas instead. Texas does a very good job of recruiting some of the top athletes in the country. They just have a huge recruiting base. Texas is an absolutely massive university, and with their location, it's intriguing for students and athletes because of its location in Austin, Texas. It's always warm there. It's a bigger city. But the thing with Texas football is they fall short of expectations pretty much every year. This is a school that's supposed to be top 10 They should be ranked at least, at the very least, nationally in the top 25.
Yeah.
And instead, like they absolutely blew. They sucked last year. I mean, they were not a good team at all. They didn't make a bowl. They finished 5-7, and they're recruiting. And obviously, there's been some kind of coaching, like the way the team is coached and the way the program is ran. Obviously, there's problems, and that's why they fired pretty much all their coaching, at least most of it.
Yeah.
Well, Arch Manning obviously took all that, and he didn't let that keep him from going there. Like again, it's very intriguing. Players fall in love with the program and the school there, and hopefully things start to change down there, and they start to meet expectations because that's a team that should be, ranked top 10, top 15, maybe even competing for a national title because of the recruits they get. They just haven't been doing it. So we'll see if he makes any difference in that once he gets there after his senior year of high school.
All right. Yeah. Andrew.
But well, I just think it's really interesting that he chose Texas.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, the recruiting base is big, but why not go play for Saban?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree with you on the national title, but I just don't know because all that talent they've recruited in the past turns out hasn't been that good. So are they really that good at recruiting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Arch Manning will be great, but we'll see how many national titles he wins.
Yeah, we'll see. He's obviously very good, but he's going to Texas, and they've either they just don't develop. Maybe they. I don't think they develop players correctly down there in that program. I think that's a problem.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be something going on because either the players that are quote unquote great aren't that good, or Texas is running something a little funky.
Yeah, and the school I cheer for, Iowa, is the complete opposite. They don't pull big recruit. I mean, we actually just pulled the top safety in the country, this off season because he's from Iowa. He's his stomping grounds. But other than that, we take 2-3-star recruits, usually at most, and we develop them into great players. Develop our defensive players into a great unit. We're the opposite of Texas. And, well, we're a better school than Texas pretty much every year. So, yeah, something's wrong down there, obviously.
Yeah. No. I don't really watch college, but I know Manning has a carry, because Eli and Peyton. So, what is he like? Their brother? Is he their
Yep.
brother? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'd like to see him succeed. See him in the league. But
Yeah.
no. We on to the next topic. So the NFL, it could expand to Africa. I don't know if it means as a team or just obviously just going there to play, like they do in London once, twice, 3 times a year, however much they do it. But yeah, Casey, you got any thoughts on this matter?
Yeah, I didn't actually hear about this, but I'm glad you brought it in. That's cool. I'm sure they are looking to. I mean, obviously, when they do this in London and they get a good turnout, they're experimenting with how would a team do here. So I would assume they're aiming either at maybe Cairo, Egypt, but my best guess of where they're aiming to play at in Africa would be South Africa. That's where a lot of people. That's where a big urban, probably the most urban part of Africa is down there, and there's a lot of people down there. That's probably the part of Africa that's most similar to a bigger city here, a bigger civilization here. So they're probably looking at that, and if that's something they do here in the next couple of years, that's really cool. It's cool to see the NFL expand to other continents and countries and stuff like that.
Yeah. Before Andrew goes, I forgot that they did also play in Mexico City.
Yeah.
It was the Chiefs and Chargers, and they might have played another game. But
Yeah, that always gets a good turnout.
yeah, I really do like this. Andrew, your thoughts?
I'm with you guys. I like the move. I like the expansion. Give more cultures and more countries the opportunity to have the experience. So I'm for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's cool stuff.
Yeah. We got a signing real quick to go over. Demario Davis, linebacker. He re-signed with the Saints.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah. You guys got any quick thoughts on this one? Case.
I love it.
Love it. Casey?
Yeah, that's good for the Saints. That is good for the Saints. You know, he's a pretty good part of that defense that's usually very good. And while the sack numbers are always, they haven't like been anything like high. I think he recorded 3 or 4 sacks last year. But you know, his job's not really to get sacks. That's not his main priority. You know, they have Cameron Davis for that, or Jordan Davis, excuse me.
Yeah.
Cameron Jordan, but go on.
Yeah.
Cameron Jordan,
I mean, there's the guy from Georgia named Jordan Davis, and then I thought I heard Cameron. Either way, yeah, Davis. That's their main sack guy. His job is he records a lot of he's a linebacker, so it's not all about tackles. He's also going to be out in coverage sometimes. And well, he does a pretty good job down there, so it's good that the Saints worked out a deal with him to come back. He should be another big part of their defense this year.
Yeah. We got a little hot topic that somebody brought up. Chase Claypool says he's a top 3 receiver in the league right now. Casey, your thoughts on this, my brother?
Oh man, Chase. Well, I had you on my fantasy team last year, and well, you put up some good numbers, but first of all, he had some health issues. Obviously, he had like an injury. He had some injury problems toward the end of the year, which obviously was a big blow to me. That pissed me off because he was on my fantasy team. But you know, it's cool that he's like confident in his abilities, and you know, he's seeing himself have a really good training camp, a good bounce back year from injury problems. But with all due respect, Chase, you're maybe a top 3 receiver just in that division, not in the league. And you know what? If he goes out and balls out this year and does some insane stuff and puts the league on notice, that's really cool. But I find it very, very, very hard to believe that he could just jump to top 3. I mean, maybe he has a really strong year and gets top 15, top 10, but right now he's not even the best receiver on that team. You got Johnson. Johnson's the number 1 receiver there now. And then Jamar Chase. He's not better than either one of those guys right now, so that's a very hot take. It's very interesting to hear.
And Amari Cooper in that division.
Yeah, Amari Cooper. Can't believe it. Excuse me for forgetting about Amari Cooper. But yeah, he not even top 3 in that division then in that case. Not right now.
Andrew?
Yeah, I don't know what. Again, the confidence is cool, I guess, but Chase, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't even play all last year, and even then, your stats were not top 3, so you just need to stop.
Yeah, I had to giggle at that, man. Like, I saw that in our list, and I was like, "Are you serious? This guy right now?"
I remembered you texting in the group chat asking, "It's like, do you mean top 3 in the AFC, or is it or is it league? Because if it's league, there's no way."
I mean,
And it's like, there's so many more guys that are over him.
Yeah, like he's. I'll give you top
I won't even give him top 3 in the AFC, bro. Not even in the
No.
AFC East. Like, come on,
No.
man.
And like obviously receivers for fantasy teams doesn't make it all. But Casey had him on his fantasy team, like he said, and he got last place last year. You know? So
Yeah. That was my first year with fantasy. Obviously, I've learned things from then, and well, I'm not gonna get Chase Claypool again.
If that doesn't tell you something, that I don't know what does. But like I said, there's so many guys that are over him. Like honestly, like call this a hot take, maybe not, but even like a Hunter Renfro's over Chase Claypool in my book.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're saying you're better than Hopkins and Hill and
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like what? Stop it. Like you didn't even say division or my conference. No, you tried to really say top 3 in the league. Come on,
look
come
at Adams,
on.
Hill, and Hopkins stats and compare them to yours. Those are
My
top
man,
30.
an injured Michael Thomas is better than him. Like, give me a break. Give
Yeah,
me
I
a
mean,
break, Chase.
he was the number 3 receiver on that team when Juju was still there. So like,
I don't think his position's really changed. I think if James Washington's still there, he's over him. Like, come on, Chase.
yeah,
Come on,
you know what?
Chase.
James Washington
Number
probably
3
is
on
better than him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know what Chase Claypool's talking about, but he needs to stop it. Like, no.
number 3 on the team, my guy.
Yeah. Like, come on, buddy. Mason Rudolph's higher on the depth chart than you. Chill out. Like,
Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah, no, but on to our next topic. I actually did just see this like during our recording, like the beginning. Luke Kuechly, he is going to return. Not to play
Yes.
though.
No
Not to play.
way. Are you
Not to
serious?
play. Not to play. But he's
No.
broadcast. He's broadcasting.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Darn it, you got me really excited at the beginning. I know I didn't let you finish the thought, but oh man, I heard Luke Kuechly returning, and I'm like, huh?
yeah, I probably could have said it a little bit better, but yeah, no. He's returning for broadcast. Casey, your thoughts on this?
You got me really excited, man. I was like, well, he was young when he retired. Have things maybe settled down for him? Does he believe he can come back and do some more damage? Dang, I got excited there.
He probably could.
Yeah, he probably could. No, he doesn't see that as a thing that he needs to do, I guess. But a lot of former players come back to broadcast.
Yeah.
Who was it that just isn't Tom Brady going to go into broadcasting after?
Yeah,
retired?
10 years.
Yeah.
10-year deal with Fox, I think. Like, get out of here, bro.
Great way to keep making a ton of money after you're done playing. And I think it's cool to see the players do it because take Tony Romo for example. He is a very, very good color commentator. It's like he knows what's going to happen. He will predict plays to play out, and then that scenario plays out. NFL players make very good broadcasters, better than guys like Joe Buck. I mean, I think maybe former NFL players are starting to take over as broadcasters in the broadcasting. It's cool to see them come back and do it. So I think it's cool that Luke Kuechly is going to do that. That's really cool. It's good to hear the voices from former NFL players that we used to watch and all that.
Yeah. Andrew?
The thing I'm most excited for, a lot of people might not be, but I'm ready to go into the mind of Luke Kuechly when it comes to his football IQ.
Yeah.
We never got to really hear his thoughts when he was on the field. Now we're going to, but he's not going to be on the field.
Yeah.
Like you said with the Romo thing, I think the man's going to be a spectacular broadcaster. Like Casey said, you got me really hyped about the playing thing, but man, I'm really hyped to hear just the insight. That's why I wanted Peyton Manning for so many years to come and broadcast somewhere.
Yeah.
Because those guys are so smart when it comes to the game of football. It's just I love football in that sense. I like to hear maybe not to the Jason Witten levels, where he's hitting you with all the lingo.
Yeah.
But I love it when we can dive into their brains because it's like, man, you're a smart son of a bitch when it comes to this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know so much. It's very cool. Because we don't hear those guys on the field much besides interviews if they get interviewed.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
That's what I'm saying. They don't get to like discuss strategy or nothing, but when they're on the commentating, they're able to, talk about what they would do, and that's the thing that gets me the most excited for that announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm excited to see how he breaks down like the linebacker's mind, I've always really liked the linebacker position. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that to see the inside, like you guys said, the inside of his mind, how he breaks down the play before it happens, stuff like that. I'd like to see it. Um, yeah, but we got a retirement. Rob Gronkowski ended up retiring. Probably like his fourth, fifth time retiring by now.
Yeah.
But
I was about to say again.
it won't be his last because his agent said that he is opening to returning if he gets one phone call from Tom Brady. So, and before I get to your guys'
Jesus.
thoughts, you guys still rank him. We did have our tight end all time list a couple episodes back. You guys still rank him at number 2 or 1, wherever you guys had him. Casey.
Yeah. Yeah, he was my number 2 behind Gonzalez, and he's done. He's retired before. He's had injury problems. Decided, maybe I should just call it quits. I already have. Is it 4 rings?
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 rings when he retired the first time, and then he got a 4th one. He's had these injuries. Maybe it's time to go. I don't have anything left to prove really. I'm just gonna retire. I have a lot of money. Yada yada yada. Then Brady wants to bring him back. He's like, you know what, man, I'm do it. I feel like I still got stuff left in the tank. I would not be shocked to the slightest if he came back again. He's Brady's companion. They have such a great relationship. Gronk is just so strong and so physical. Like he's so physical. He's still really good. He can at least block very well at the slightest. Even if he's days of running routes are coming to an end if he does come back. So yeah, Brady's one phone call is saying, man, this offense is just not doing good without you. It's out of sync. We don't have any tight ends. Can you just come back one more year? Let's go ring chase him one more time. I feel like Gronk would be down for that and just return. I've already heard people say Gronk has like 100% chance of coming back. Like don't take this as
that same article.
Yeah. He's gonna come back. I really do. I don't think he's done yet.
Yeah. Before we get to Andrew's thoughts, I have a little theory. I think he's not. I just think he doesn't like training camp, so he's just gonna retire.
Yeah.
And then once training camp's over, the season started, and Brady's like, "Hey, I'd like you to come join us." He's like, "All right, cool, I'm in." But Andrew, your thoughts?
I'm with you 100% on that training camp thought.
Yeah, that's a cool
Gronk likes to party way too much for that training camp BS, quote unquote. So it doesn't surprise me. That would not surprise me in the slightest if that's why he keeps retiring and unretiring.
Yeah.
Think about that.
But Gronk, I wouldn't be surprised if he returned again. But I, in my opinion, it's not the smart move. Like Casey said, with his injury history and all that stuff, man, he just needs to quit. Yeah. He's already got 4 rings. Brady's a different cat, Brady hasn't had to go through the physical hell Gronk has, And Gronk's been the one getting beat the hell up, catching those dots from Brady. Yeah. So I don't know why he keeps doing this to himself. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I'll 100% bet he'll come back. I just don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We have to stay on the Patriots topic. We have or not stay on, but since we're on Gronk, he played for the Patriots.
Let's stay on a Patriots topic. They ain't Patriots no more.
Not stay on it, but he played on the Patriots, so we're gonna transfer over. They announced some throwback jerseys.
Yep.
They look pretty cool. Have you guys seen them? How do you guys feel about them?
Yeah, I have
Casey?
seen them, and those are a throwback to the days of the Boston Patriots, way before Tom Brady, when they wore that red and lighter blue. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I think they're cool jerseys.
Yeah.
They look that there's something about that red and the lighter shade of blue. Those look more patriotic than their jerseys now. Even
Yeah.
they're just like I don't know. I see like and they're in northern states, so it's funny that I think this. But when I see those red jerseys with like the blue and white striping, it makes me think of like the Confederate States back in the day when they tried to declare themselves their own little thing. That's what I think of. I just think of like straight up patriotic America. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I like the jersey, and I think it's cool they're gonna wear them again.
Yeah. Andrew, have you seen the jerseys and how do you feel?
I do. I have seen them, and I like. I'm with Casey. I like them. I think they're pretty damn neat. And like he said, it's that patriotism. They're the Patriots. They got to go with their name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like them. I still don't like the Patriots. But I like their jerseys. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our last bit of news for today, this episode, we have someone that has passed away. So RIP to him, Jalen Ferguson. He was a linebacker for the Ravens, unless he was a free agent this year. But he did play for him last year. He wasn't, he wasn't the worst. He wasn't the greatest either, but he was a pretty good linebacker. He wasn't obviously the best in the league, but he had a job. Um, but yeah, rest in peace to him. Casey, you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, like what is going on with this off season? Like my goodness gracious, this is the third NFL player to pass away this off season.
Yeah.
And obviously we know how one ended up. It sucks.
Hmm.
Get hit by a car and it turns out you're drunk and that's terrible, obviously, but yeah, it's terrible that Dwayne Haskins the way he died, but I forget who it was that just recently passed away a couple weeks before this. And now we got this. Like, what is going on?
Hmm.
Like, what in the world? This sucks. I mean, yeah, obviously not a big, well-known player. He's a free agent, not an X factor or anything, but it still sucks. Like,
Yeah.
just think about Manley and think about the Raven teammates. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can be on the practice squad and be your like those are your teammates. Still a part of that squad, so obviously they feel for him. Obviously, there's be guys where it doesn't feel the same without him there, and yeah, that sucks. It sucks to hear the passing of another NFL player. Yeah, that's just crazy. This is three already this offseason.
Yeah. I would have loved to have him on the Chiefs. We need some
Yeah,
linebackers.
that would be cool.
Andrew?
Yeah, I'm with Casey. I don't know what the hell's going on with this offseason. It's really unfortunate. He, I don't know a whole lot about Jalen, but it's just another one of those where it's really sad to see another player pass away at a younger age.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Um, okay, so I did have a game scheduled for today, but I think that's going to take a little bit. So we're going to hop into our list. Saturday we have another episode, and I have a couple more games we have that I do want to do. So we'll probably do that as like a game day, if you guys are cool with that. Um, well, we will have a guest that day, our first guest. So all you guys watching,
Yeah.
stay tuned, and Andrew and Casey, you guys be ready for that day too.
Yeah.
Sir.
But yeah, no, let's get into our top 10 safety list. I know Casey was working on his. Andrew, did you get yours done?
Yes, sir.
Bet. Yeah, no, we're gonna do like we usually do, 10-6, and then 5-1. I'll have Casey start out first, and then I'll go, and then Andrew will go.
Sure.
Casey.
All right. Number 10, I put Jamal Adams. I thought it'd be fair to include him, even though he gets made fun of for not being the best at his. Well, he's a safety, and people say he's only good at pressuring quarterbacks and acting like an edge rusher and like a linebacker. Well, he does a pretty damn good job at that, and he's at least he at least does a decent job in coverage. So when you combine that, decent to good in coverage. So when you combine that, he earns a spot on this list just barely, in my opinion. And number 9, I put Tyrann Mathieu. He was, he had we had mixed feelings with Chiefs fans, like, oh yeah, good, let's get him out of here. He's not the same as he was. He's not the same Honey Badger anymore. And then we had guys going, this sucks. He was a leader. He was still good. And yeah, he is still pretty good. And now he's going to go help out the Saints defense. Hopefully try to carry that team. It's expected to not have the greatest offense, even with Michael Thomas and all that. But he's going to go be a good part of that defense. They got a really good secondary over there. And yeah, Mathieu, I'm going to miss him, even if he didn't have as good of a year last year as we would like to see. I'll miss him in the Chief uniform, and his time was good with us. He's still a very good safety. I put him at number 9.
All right.
And at number 8, I have Jesse Bates, another really good player. He's a leader on the Bengals defense. He causes problems, he didn't seem to have too many issues in the AFC Championship game. I don't remember a whole lot of Bates in that game, but he was a pretty good chunk of the Bengals defense getting them to the Super Bowl. And yeah, they came up just short, but the Bengals had a Cinderella run this year, and he was definitely a good part of it. He's a big part of that defense, big part of that secondary. Yeah. Then, let's see, am I at 7 or 6? I can't
7.
think.
You're at 7.
Okay, yeah, 7. So number 7, I have Adrian Amos.
Okay.
And for the Packers. He's an essential part of their defense as well. You got Jair Alexander over there, obviously. So, two very, very good secondary players over there. And even if the Packers don't have as good of a on offense this year, obviously, like they still got Aaron Rodgers and Bizarre. Like it's not like their offense is gonna be mediocre and a good running back, but their defense can at least hold it down in the secondary with those two leading it. Really good 1-2 combo there with the corner with Alexander and Jesse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got him at 7. And number 6 is John Johnson. I got John Johnson at number 6. And he had a good year last year. 3 interceptions. I'm kind of looking at his stats right now. Obviously, he's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't exactly have, with safeties, it's a little hard for me to rank safeties because I don't have as much knowledge on safeties around the league as I do like tight ends, quarterbacks. But
yeah,
I know who the good safeties are and who the really bad safeties are. I know who the shining stars are in terms of safeties, and I know that John Johnson's a pretty damn good one, and that he's like the lead. He's basically a leader back there in the secondary, leader on defense. Yeah, he should ball out this year.
Yeah.
He's still young too. He's 3rd round pick, 2017.
Yeah.
You get steals out of the 3rd, 4th, 5th round sometimes. And he's one of them. He's only 26, and he's one of the better safeties already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my 10 through 6.
All right. We had, as of right now, have everyone that you've had, but in different places.
Okay.
I'm gonna start out with my honorable mention real quick because this guy deserves to be in this list, but I just didn't see him above everyone else. Micah Hyde. He was obviously a big piece of that Bills defense, and he was amazing for Green Bay before they had him, before
Yeah.
Bills had him. He wasn't really well known, but he went to Buffalo. He started out, and him and Tre'Davious White is elite, um, and
Yeah.
he deserves to be on this list. But
Yeah.
at number 10, um, it might be a little controversial, but I couldn't see him above the others. I have add me on Snapchat, Adrian Amos. Because that's his last name, yeah. It's a little joke me and my cousin have.
Yeah,
But
that's all I think of too.
yeah, no, he leads that Packers defense. That defense is elite, and yeah, they have Jair Alexander and Darnell Savage and people like that, but he's that vet that comes in and always plays his part and does it well. So yeah, he deserves to be up here. Number 9, I have Jesse Bates. Um, he led that, like Casey said, he led that Bengals defense last year to pretty much the Super Bowl. Obviously, the offense was a big part of it, but that defense was as well. Defenses win championships. Obviously, they didn't win, but they got them there. Um, yeah, no, I don't. It's like Casey said, it's a little hard to rank these safeties because I don't know much, like stat wise. Um, but I know skill wise and how people have much like respect. He's up there though. Number 10, 9, 8, 8. I have John Johnson. Um, I would like to argue with you real quick, Casey. You said that he had a really good year last year. He he did have a good year last year, but he had some stellar. The 3 years before that, he had some stellar years in LA. Um,
Yeah,
he
he did.
was one of the best safeties in the league. And then last year, he obviously had a little fall off because Cleveland has way more people that could do more on that defense. But I think he can still be in that top 10. I don't argue that you put him up there because obviously I have him up here. But yeah, no, I think he could be up there. And I think he could bounce back from last year, having a little bit of an iffy season compared to the others. But um, number 7, this might be also arguable. Jamal Adams. Um, yeah, safeties are supposed to be playing man and zone coverage, but if you have them on there and you prepare for them, like you have an extra safety or extra defensive back corner, whatever, have him rush, And obviously, if you don't have him rush, it's a liability. But have him
Yeah.
play linebacker, you know, watch the middle a little bit, but also watch the run. Um, I don't know. I just think he gets way too much disrespect because I call him Blitz Boy myself. So, yeah. At number 6, I got Tyrone Matthew. I think he deserved to be way higher than what Casey put him. Um, I don't know. I just think he obviously isn't as good as he was in Arizona or Houston. Um, but he's still number 6 for me. He led the Chiefs to the Super Bowl 2 years ago on the defensive side. Um, and I think he still has all that in the tank. And the Saints defense better get ready because yeah, he's there. But Andrew,
Huh. These rankings are very interesting.
I was very intrigued with Casey's. I liked it.
I
I
feel like
liked
you
it.
guys have done some crimes a little bit here.
Okay,
First of all, a guy that wasn't even mentioned is he's my number 10. That's Kevin Byard for the Titans.
I wanted to. I
Um,
wanted to.
I think that this man is very what is it the word? It's underappreciated in a sense.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, he had kind of a drop off, but man, he's one of the biggest pieces of that Titans defense. I mean, what else do they really have besides Byard?
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin, I'm pretty sure he played with an injury even last year,
Yeah.
and he was still one of the best. He was still the best player on their defense.
Yeah.
So Byard's very underappreciated to me. So yeah, top 10. He's in the 10 for me. Number 9, another one that was underappreciated that I didn't see anybody say, Marcus May for the Jets.
Yeah. I wanted them both on there, but yeah. Yeah.
Since Jamal Adams went to Seattle, bro, this man he's done nothing but shine.
Yeah.
He went from, I think, Jamal's, sidekick to he's the man on that defense now. I mean, that's another scenario like Byard. Who else do the Jets have besides May?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he cracked before Jamal got traded to Seattle. I wouldn't have put him in the top 10, but he completely stepped up for me. I'd almost even put him higher, but there's a lot of really good safeties.
Yeah.
At number 8 for me, I'm gonna have to put Adrian Amos there.
Okay.
He's one of those, like you guys said earlier, or like you said, Isaiah. One of the heart and souls of that Packers defense.
Yeah.
Jair got hurt, and I mean Amos was there, and he was doing his thing. He wasn't getting a boatload of picks, but he's getting the pass breakups, and people are afraid to throw it to him. So he just has that presence, and he's another one I wouldn't have put him in the top 10 when he was with Chicago.
Yeah.
But he's really, I think, found his stride with Green Bay under Matt LaFleur, I think is his name.
Yeah, it is.
Number 7, yeah, this is another hard one for me. This might be called controversial, but Minkah Fitzpatrick for me. Minkah, like we talked about in the last episode, I mean, that contract, it's just disgusting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, with Miami, he would have been at 10, I believe, but I just don't see it right now. I mean, the Steelers have so much on their defense. I don't know if it's him getting overshadowed or he isn't doing the things that everyone else there's doing. I mean, he's in the top 10 still, but yeah, for me, he's 7. I haven't seen that highest paid safety.
Okay.
At 6, I'm gonna go Jesse Bates.
Okay.
Bates was one of the big reasons why the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, along with that entire defense and Jamar Chase, obviously. But yeah, no, he was there whenever Cincinnati needed him. He was getting those picks when the ball was in the air. He was stopping the big dog receivers, from getting the long touchdowns.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jesse Bates, he was another one. There have been a lot of people on my list that have jumped into this ranking based off of last year. Yeah. And Jesse Bates, yeah, he made a huge jump for me.
Okay. I love it. I just want to get this out there. Marcus May and Kevin Byard, I wanted to throw on my list, but I had different people. What I am kind of intrigued about is John Johnson. Is he not on your list?
John Johnson's still to come.
Okay. Ooh, okay. That means okay. Yeah, we'll get to that. Casey,
another one just to make everybody not worry. Another one that's still coming is Tyron.
Okay. Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
That's I'm very intrigued. Okay, Casey, let's see yours, buddy.
All right. So number 5, I decided to put him a little higher than Andrew's doing. So I have Minkah Fitzpatrick. Obviously, he's good. Not the best. Not the best safety in the league. Not exactly deserving of the highest paid. Yeah. But he does do a lot for that Steelers defense in the secondary. Steelers defense carried quite a bit last year. Not much they could do against the Chiefs in the regular season or the playoffs, but that's the Chiefs.
Not much anyone can do against them.
No, not at all. Chiefs know how to make a great defense look like crap. Yeah, they squeaked into the playoffs, and a lot of that was because of their defense. They rode on their defense a lot last year, and he was a good part of it. Again, not the best safety in the league, not deserving of the highest paid. He's overpaid. but he's number 5 for me. And you know what? If he's gonna, we'll see if he can live up to his paycheck this season. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. See if he can prove himself that he deserves that much money. Anyways, number 4, I have Marcus Williams for the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
That's another team that, well, they have a good offense. They like to run the ball a lot. Lamar runs the ball. They run the ball a lot. But when Lamar was like hurt, that offense suddenly didn't always look very good.
Yeah.
But their defense has had the ability of being able to help the team out a lot in recent years. And Marcus Williams is a decent part of that. He plays well in that secondary. Only just a couple interceptions last year, but safeties aren't always known for their high amount of interceptions. Obviously, just their ability to take away the deep part of the field and and prevent the deep ball. It's really their job as safeties, and Marcus Williams does a good job of staying over the top with them and keeping them away from the deep ball. And number 3, I got Harrison Smith, the Vikings. This is a guy that deserves, better than to be let down by the rest of this team a lot of the time. He could have asked for a trade to go to a contender by now, because there are a lot of teams that could use a guy like him, because he plays great coverage, but he's also really good at coming down and hitting the shit out of a running back or a shallow pass. He does both really well. And he's an X factor on that defense. He's a leader on the defense. And we'll just see if he can continue to keep it up. And yeah, right now he's number 3 for me. We'll see when he starts to slow down. I don't think it'll be next year. Eventually, yeah, he's going to start slowing down. But right now I got him at number 3. And then these next 2, it's tough to admit these next 2, because these 2 are guys that, as a Chiefs fan, I get to deal with at a minimum of 2 times a year, every year. And while the Chiefs do put up a lot of points regardless, for the most part, they are still a problem. And I got Derwin James at number 2.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep. Derwin James at number 2. He's really good. And, this is tough to admit as a Chiefs fan, even though the Chargers aren't exactly considered as big a rivalry as the Broncos and the Raiders. They're still a rival. They're still a team that gives us problems sometimes. And, Keenan Allen provides the problems on the offense. Well, Derwin James can surely provide the problems on the defense. They're going to put him over our best receiver. And, he's going to do a decent job, at the very least a decent job of holding them down. And he does a great job for the Chargers. Again, he's not known to get a whole lot of interceptions. That's not always what safeties are for. And he's young. 2018, 2019, missed 2020, but he had a good season last year. He has to make a lot of tackles because, well, they got Derwin James in the secondary, but who else?
Yeah.
He's a leader on that side of the ball, at least for the secondary. But yeah, he's really good. And as a Chiefs fan, I have to admit, I recognize talent when I see it, and for me, Derwin James is number 2. And so that leads me to number 1, and Andrew knows exactly who I'm going to say, and I'm sure you do.
Sir.
I had to do it. It's very, very tough for me to do it. Obviously, I don't like the Broncos whatsoever, but just like Andrew recognizes Mahomes' talent as the best in the league, I recognize Justin Simmons' talent as the best safety in the league. And he's still young as fuck. But
Yes.
he's the best for me. And, he's always gonna... he's always out there in the secondary. Sometimes when the Chiefs play, like last year, the Chiefs scored... How many points did we score? Like 20. We didn't score a whole lot of points against the Broncos during the home game last year. Whenever Denver Broncos are able to withstand they're able to hold up the Chiefs' offense sometimes, and well, just like their pass rush does a great job, so does Justin Simmons in the secondary. He's really up for anything. He'll guard the best of the best in the league, and he'll be able to keep up. I saw that. So his PDF grade, he is the only safety in the league to be able to record a PDF over 90 at his position, which is obviously the league best. So that says a lot about him. And he's not even in his prime yet. Really, he's young, and he's going to be a leader on that defense for a long time. And hopefully the Broncos. Well, I don't want to say hopefully because I don't wish for the Broncos to be good, but from a Broncos standpoint, they're gonna want to, like, for you, Andrew, you're gonna want to hope that your team can pick it up before, because a guy that's good is gonna want to ring a ring eventually, and unless he's
For
just
sure.
he's gonna want to ring eventually. He does a lot, and for a safety, he intercepts a lot of passes.
Correct.
Yeah.
He intercepts a lot of passes for a safety, and for good reason. He's a ball hawk. He's very good, and so I had to put him at number 1.
All right.
I love it. I love it.
Um,
I'm sure. I knew you would. I was like, Andrew's gonna really like this.
You're in my number 1 and 2 match perfectly. That's why when you said the two divisional opponents, I was like, oh boy,
Yeah.
this could be a flip flop or an exact match. And when you said Derwin at 2, I was like, that a boy.
Yeah, no, I couldn't put Derwin at 1, but
I might seem biased, but God, I'm glad that you see that the man is just.
yeah, I mean
He was a top 10 in his rookie year, my dude. Like, this is how much of a jump he's done. And like you said, he's so young. He's like 25. Like give me that bag.
yeah. All right. My top 5 pretty much has the same people as Casey. We didn't really have any different people, but different orders for sure. My number 5 is Harrison Smith. I have Harrison Smith there because he is an amazing safety, but he does play for a terrible team, and it's not all his fault, but they can't ever do anything, so he can't ever do anything. So he hasn't played much in the playoffs to prove, oh, I could hold these amazing guys. I mean, we did see him in the playoffs in his career, obviously, whenever the Vikings had Stephon and stuff like that. But I just think he hasn't had that much, I forgot the word, but he just hasn't been experienced enough in the postseason for it, just because of his bad team.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other 4 guys have been in the postseason pretty much every year of their career. Maybe not Justin Simmons.
Hey, now, watch it.
But you guys have already explained why he's that good. Yeah, he's number 5. Casey has said it. He's a hard hitting, amazing zone coverage, but a really good man coverage guy. He could do it all. But my number 4, I got Marcus Williams. He played for the Saints last year, and he had amazing people around him with Marshawn Lattimore, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, all that. But he was still the leader of that team, and he was still a top 5 safety in the league last year. He's going on to the Ravens team this year, and like Casey has said, they have pretty much won them games whenever Lamar's out. I think he could do the same and come in and fit perfect with Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, Jimmy Smith, all of them. Okay, so
We might have to fight if this ranking is correct.
I'm just thinking because all day I've just been thinking, is he number 2 or is he number 3? For me, at least.
So he's neither. He's neither.
My number 1 is solidified. That's why I was surprised whenever you guys had your number 1. I'm going number 3 is Minka Fitzpatrick. He obviously doesn't. I'm not looking at his contract. He doesn't deserve that at all. He's not the best safety.
No.
But to me, he's like a John Morant. He's a young talent, and he brings star. Um, he just brings young enthusiasm to to that defense. You know, he makes them look good. He's obviously very talented. In Miami, he was amazing, and then he went to Pittsburgh and made him even better. I think you guys are a little bit hating on him just because he's overhyped. Um, I do think he's deserving of number three because you guys have to remember Miami. He was great. Yeah, that was like 3 years ago, but he came into Pittsburgh, and yeah, they had T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, people like that. He just made that defensive secondary great. Um, yeah, him and Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden's obviously not as good as him, but Joe Hayden has stepped up and been really well beside him. Um, yeah, no. Let's see how his contract holds up. My number two is Justin Simmons. Yeah, I don't think he's better than Derwin James. I think he's up there. Um, Close, but not up there. Like you guys said, he's young, but he was in so many trade rumors last year, and that's not why he's number two. But I wanted him so bad. I wanted him so bad, man. Um, he's just amazing, and he's a defensive force. I'm scared to play him every year. We have to obviously play him twice a year. Um, but yeah, you guys, Casey, Andrew, you even butted in a little bit. You guys have said it all. My number one though, Derwin James. Yeah, it's kind of bad playing him twice a year, but he has a lot of help on that defense with the Bosa brother. I always forget who. I think it's Joey. Um, but then you have Chris Harris that was there last year that helped him. You had all that, and yeah, he had his injury 2 years ago, but last year he came in and was. He reminds me of Jalen Ramsey, and to me, Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the league, and he's pretty much the safety of Jalen Ramsey. You know, he gets all the picks. He has pretty good man coverage, but his zone coverage is really good. Um, and I don't know. To me, in my eyes, I could be completely opposite of what he actually is. But he's like a Kawhi Leonard. He's like the silent killer. You know, he's not like a robot, but he's like a silent killer. Um, he'll just kill you and not talk to you the whole game. You know, it's kind of cool. But yeah, no, that's my top 10. Andrew.
Very interesting on that. I'll give it to you. Derwin is definitely to be considered, but you don't know, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
The Minka one, obviously, I don't agree with that. Yeah, but my fifth person, this I guess might come as a shocker in a sense, but the guy, I'm just gonna give a heads up now. The guys I've left off, like Jamal Adams, I'm leaving him off.
okay,
Or no, I'm not. He's in the fifth. He's in the fifth. Guys like Harrison Smith, I'm leaving off. Them playing for a bad team is just a turn off for me
okay.
because I don't feel like he's making a big enough impact, really, and he's fallen off. I feel like in his last couple of years. But Jamal Adams, I feel like he was like the heart and soul of that Seahawks defense. Yeah, Bobby Wagner was there, but you know, Jamal, I feel like has really stepped up since he went to Seattle, like Marcus May did when when Jamal left.
Yeah.
Huge step up. But here's one of the ones you guys have been waiting for. John Johnson's at number 4.
All right.
Okay.
God, since he left the Rams, I mean, I feel like he's done a whole lot better with the Browns. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
the Browns they have some great pieces there. Like Myles Garrett, what is Ward, but Ward was hurt. Garrett wasn't. Myles Garrett doesn't get hurt, but I feel like John Johnson was he was another heart and soul of that Browns defense. And he's had one of the highest pro football focus grades, like Justin Simmons. He hasn't had the 90s, but he's had high 80s for I think since he's been in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So he made a big jump for me. Number 3 is Tyrann Mathieu.
Hmm.
He's one man that when he was in Kansas City, I hated playing against him.
A bit.
Because when he was in Houston, the man was a beast. He was the honey badger.
Yeah.
That's where he got his name. He was a beast along JJ Watt and them. And then he comes to the rivals and he does even better. Like he leads the Chiefs defense that was dead in the water and leads them to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like what, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a Chiefs fan and I know he's not on the Chiefs anymore, but the man he'd still be in my top 3. He'd just probably been number 2 while he was with Kansas City. Because the man he's too good to not be pissed at having to play him.
Yeah.
But my number 2 is Derwin James. Derwin's great, even with the injuries last couple of seasons, that doesn't turn me off of the potential because, like you guys said, when he was healthy, he was spectacular.
Yeah.
I think he'll continue that. And I like Casey even said, I hate having to play him twice a year, but you can't not recognize talent.
Yeah.
And number 1 obviously is my boy Justin Simmons. Like I said when Casey was saying it, the guy just jumped.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just not even biased wise. The Broncos defense has been trying to find its no-fly zone, since 2015, and I think Justin Simmons is starting that, and he has started that since we drafted him. That's why he got the big payday. And even last year, we didn't make the playoffs, and he was still the star. He was there every game, wasn't hurt like everyone else, and he was showing out, giving us a chance in games like the Chiefs game where we shouldn't have had a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Justin Simmons. If it wasn't for him, we'd be getting blown out. I feel like 40-0 every game.
Okay. Okay. I love
Justin Simmons is the Tom Brady of the Broncos defense.
it. I love it. So where do you have Micah Hyde?
He's an honorable mention for me for sure. I feel like he's like a 12 or 13.
Okay.
Harrison Smith's like the 11. I mean, it just not top 10. He's close, but Micah Hyde. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Jordan Poyer's better.
And did you not have Marcus Williams, or did you? I don't remember.
I didn't, and I'm just not buying it. I feel like Gardner Johnson was better.
Really?
And yeah, I feel like he was kind of playing third fiddle to the Marshawn Lattimore Gardner Johnson show in New Orleans.
Okay. All right.
And he might be like a 14 for me. I'm just not there for him right now. I mean, he might blossom and we might look back on this and be like, wow, you're an idiot,
Yeah. Or we could look back on this and say, me and Casey are.
It's only time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that pretty much is at the end of this episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
I did too.
We have our next episode is Saturday. We're gonna have a guest on. Jonah will not be there, but we're gonna have like 4 or 5 games that I have planned. So it's gonna be a pretty cool day.
Sweet.
You guys got any prefer, or whatever the word is for our list next week? I was thinking like top 10 all-time running backs, but
Let's see.
or did we already do all? No, we have not done all time. We've done current running backs.
Yeah, we haven't done all time. Or yeah, we haven't.
Is that what you guys would like to do?
Yep.
Bet. All right, bet we'll have that out Saturday. I'll have this episode out tonight. It'll be do I wait till tomorrow to upload? Do you guys think it's too late or what?
Later.
All right, I'm ending now.